Test 5432, testing 5432, testing 5432, testing 5432, testing 5432, testing 5432. Testing 5432, testing 5432, testing 5432. 5432, 5432, okay. Welcome to Quinnipiac University as we settle in for some American Legion baseball in Zone 2 today as Hamden entertaining North Haven. And Onofrio stepping up to the plate. Dominic, left-handed hitter facing Brendan Kirk out in the mound. And the first pitch is over for the strike call with a fastball. So we're just underway. Nice to have you with us right here on SportingNewsCT.com here today. Kirk into the windup, and the pitch is down low. Brendan, a student at Notre Dame, West Haven High School, had a terrific high school season as a junior. Go through the rest of that defense in the batting order for North Haven in just a moment. Ground ball rolled down to second. Derwin, a long way to get it to the outfield grass. And on the bag at first, and Nero for the out. So you meet two of the infielders on the right side. Nero, the first baseman, and Derwin at second. Onofrio is retired, 4-3-1 down. Pincinci stepping up to the plate. Zachary, the center fielder for this North Haven team. North Haven coming in Zone 2 at 12-8. Hamden at 11-9. Overcast skies. Really feels like a threat of rain in the air here in Hamden, Connecticut at Quinnipiac University. Trevor Brandy, the shortstop today for Hamden. That pitch just tickled the outside corner. Good location by Kirk. Michael Ferret, the third baseman for Hamden. And the windup and the pitch. And that's over for the strike. They're not using the scoreboard here. So it'll be a bit of a task for me as I try to work things out for you. There's a ground ball hit down to second. Derwin, who's busy, on the first, and he got two down. So Kirk gets two ground ball outs. Outfield, Tyler Riccitelli in left field. You got Dylan Robbie, the center fielder, and Andrew Citro in right field defensively for this Hamden team. Most of this team comprised of Hamden High School ball players. A few exceptions, one on the mound with Kirk. Brendan Clark, the pitcher today for North Haven, had a terrific high school season for head coach Bob DeMeo. Helped them reach the state championship game, and of course that epic loss in the state championship to Foreign, the 32 seed in Class L, and they go on to win the state championship. Kirk's pitch, and that's a curveball over the outside corner. Outfield playing just about straight away. Spacious outfield here at Quinnipiac University. Field in gorgeous condition. And the Kirk pitch teased him outside. Here in the opening moments. Top of the first, Kevin Lucy, the catcher in the on-deck circle. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the first inning, and the pitch is down low. Stephen Irby, the left fielder, will bat fifth today. Tommy Myjack, the right fielder, hitting sixth. Kirk's pitch missed outside. Ilkowski, the first baseman, he'll bat seventh today. Ivani, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Pirelli, the second baseman, batting ninth for North Haven. That's ball 4 to Clark. So Clark draws a 2-out walk. He's at the bag at first. Nice to be with you. It's a critical week in American Legion baseball in all 8 zones. Teams jockeying for playoff position, which starts this weekend. We'll have coverage. Steve Riley will be somewhere this weekend for us, to be determined. I'll be in New York City for a few days on a work assignment, and we'll bring you all the action from a couple of sites mid next week and all the way through the remainder of the American Legion State Tournament. Looking forward to that. Pitch in for the strike to Kevin Lucy, the left-handed hitting catcher. Kirk checks a runner at first. Riccitelli behind the plate. The nod of the head, the runner goes. Riccitelli's throw on down to the bag, and it's perhaps bobbled there. My view is blocked by the pitcher, Kirk. The tag attempt by Brandy. Pretty good slide there by Clark with a stolen base. So he's in the scoring position. So North Haven showing some aggressive play on the base paths here at the top of the first with 2 down. Kirk checks the runner. Here comes the pitch way outside. I know Brendan's dad is watching down in Florida. He's with his daughter in Florida at a softball tournament. Nice to have him on board here today. Kirk checks the runner into the windup, and the pitch way upstairs. Both these teams expected to be pretty good beginning of the season. They really haven't disappointed, coming in with winning records into today's game. End of the season is this coming Thursday. A lot of games in a short period of time in American Legion play. Pitch hit up the middle, fly ball. Center fielder right on it there, and it's caught by Robbie for the inning's final out. So Kevin Lucy with a liner to center, and that's going to do it in the top of the first. No runs, no hits. It was a walk and a runner left on for North Haven. We'll be back with the bottom of the first right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us for more American Legion baseball.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball. So nice to be with you all on this beautiful afternoon. Sun's starting to fight its way through the clouds as Hamden coming to the plate here on the bottom, inning number 1. As we mentioned, coming in with a record at 11-9. Take a look at the Zone 2 standings throughout for you. Matter of fact, we'll go around the state of Connecticut here in this final week of regular play. Whole slew of games upcoming over the next few days. Looking forward to it. We bring you 2 tomorrow and 2 on Wednesday to close out our regular season coverage as Trevor Brandy steps up to the plate, the shortstop, to face a right-hander, Brendan Clark, out in the mound. So Clark, the tall right-hander, ready to deal it, and the pitch. And that's inside for ball 1. Stephen Riccitelli, the catcher, the bat second. Michael Ferret, the third baseman, hitting in the third slot. The cleanup hitter is Frankie Nero. He'll play first base today for Hamden. Little cue ball, hit slowly. Shortstop will charge it, and the throw on the run to the bag at first, and not in time. Pretty good effort by Onofrio to get it over to the bag at first. He may have pulled the first baseman off the bag and safe at first. And Brandy, that will go as I would imagine an infield base hit. Onofrio made that pretty close. Looks like this infield plays pretty nicely. Got a Quinnipiac player right to our right. He's going to disagree or agree. No, he said it doesn't. Tricky bounces. He must be an infielder making a few errors on occasion. Bob hops? Bob hops, I got it. For the Bobcats, the Bob hops. Throw over the bag at first. Ball will get away from the first baseman, and down the second base goes Brandy. He's thinking 3, but the ball retrieved, and a long throw across the diamond as it becomes a Bad News Bears for just a moment. And Brandy into the bag at second on the error by the pitcher. So Clark trying to pick him off at first. Zukowski did all he could to try to keep that ball in front. And Hamden now in good stead with a runner at second and nobody out for Stephen Riccitelli. So Riccitelli, the catcher, swinging from the right side. There's a bunt. First base side rolls into foul territory. So they try to push that runner along. Runs could be precious today with the pitching matchup that we have. Kirk versus Clark. 2 guys that can get the job done on the hill. Sleeping Giant in the background, part of a very picturesque view here at Quinnipiac University. Beautiful campus here in Hamden. Clark's pitch low and away. Kevin Lucy behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Hamden trying to strike quickly here in the first. There's a bunt popped up right to the pitcher, Clark, and scurrying back to the bag at second is Brandy. So Riccitelli pops up to the pitcher on the bunt attempt. Brings up Michael Ferret. There's a young man on the third base side, the home of North Haven, with all kinds of stats on his iPad, but he's far away from me, so I can't grab those. I would imagine some folks from Hamden have some stats, too. We'll try to pick them up if we can. For you folks that love stats, I'm in the moment. That's what I'm doing today. My wife tells me to always just be in the moment, so that's what it's all about. Ferret with a runner in scoring position, a chance to pick up an RBI. If you like stats, here comes the pitch from Clark, and it's fouled straight back at us. Might have heard that clank off the goalpost to our right. Quinnipiac hockey team, pretty good hockey team out of hockey, I should say ECAC hockey. They've competed for a couple of national championships now. Long look by Clark. And the pitch to the plate. That's lobbed towards short, right center field. In for a base hit. They send a runner Brandy around the bag at third. Here comes a throw, and that's going to be cut off. And that's going to be an RBI base hit for Michael Ferret and a 1-0 Hamden lead. So a base hit and an RBI. So that error on the pickoff throw to the bag at first, or at least the warning shot to first, is going to hurt there a little bit. So Hamden up by the score of 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning over North Haven. And the pitch. Over for the strike call. This is Frankie Nero. Nero, the first baseman today for Hamden. This team, when they get hot, they can really hit the baseball. They did during the regular season of high school play. I know that. Had a chance to watch them play against Notre Dame West Haven as we had a broadcast of a Hamden Notre Dame game on GoGreenKnights.com. So 1 down and 1 on, a run home here in the bottom of the first inning for Hamden. Outfield playing with a bit of a shift. Center fielder a step or two towards left center. Pitch a ball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Nero. Citro on deck. The Clark pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw down is going to float over the head of the second baseman and backed up by the shortstop. Onofrio got to it. Able to keep it in the infield, but that's a stolen base. Ferret got a great jump on the pitcher, Clark. Lucy's throw was very high. So now Nero with a runner in scoring position with 1 down. Looks like it's a pretty good shot to get it out of this ballpark here at Quinnipiac University. Ball fouled off. I don't have any markings out there, but it's going to be, what, at least 390 to center field? 410 to center? A little bit of a hill out there in right field, circling all the way around towards center field. Kind of a unique situation. I guess Quinnipiac's version of Fenway Park. There's a fly ball the opposite way by Nero. It's going to be gathered in by Myjack, and you got 2 out. No advance by the runner. Brings up Citro to the plate. So Anthony to step in. Hamden trying to take advantage and score another run here. Clark checks a runner down at second, and the pitch is a little high. Ferret will try to lengthen that lead from the bag at second. And the pitch popped up. Third baseman not moving much at all, looking up, waiting for it to come on down. It's into the glove of Iavani, and that's going to do it with the inning's third out. One run up on the board, the RBI single by Mike Ferret. So 1 run, he had a couple of hits and error, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 1 complete, and Hamden, they have the 1-0 lead over North Haven. We'll be back with more American Legion baseball right after these messages, so please stay with us.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball into the top of the second. North Haven trailing Hamden by the score of 1-0. North Haven, the away team today, trying to rekindle a tradition, I understand, between Hamden and North Haven. Pitch popped up. Right fielder on, and taking charge is Citro. He'll make the catch as he waved off Michael Derwin for the out. So 1 out on a shallow fly ball to right. Brings up Tommy Myjack, so Irby is retired. Oh, just found out my graphic is an error, and I do apologize. I have 3 up there for North Haven. I don't know how that happened. They have 0. Nothing up on the board for them. 1-0 Hamden with the lead. That's my man down in Florida letting me know about that. It's because I can't see anymore. My Jack is going to hit one high up in the air. Shallow left field. Left fielder coming on, and Tyler Riccitelli will put it away, and 2 quick outs here in the inning on 2 shallow fly balls. Nogowski stepping up now. Nate, the first baseman today for this North Haven squad. 2 down, nobody on. Now into the second inning. Kirk's pitch to the plate. Ground ball's going to be hit up the middle and through for a base hit. Nogowski comes up with a single. The number 7 hitter in the lineup. Now bring up the number 8 guy. That's Matt Iavani. He's playing third today for North Haven. Pearly in the on-deck circle. Kirk from the stretch. Checks a runner at first. He'll twist and throw on over. Nero and Derwin on the right side of the infield. Brandy and Ferret on the left. You got Riccitelli behind the plate. There's 3 Riccitellis in the lineup. 1 the designated hitter. Robbie and Citro. Also, they're a soft liner to the shortstop, and Brandy will just reach up to make the catch, and that will do it. So in the inning, no runs, you had a hit, and 1 runner left on base. So we'll be back with a bottom of 2, and your score, Hamden 1, North Haven 0. You're watching SportingNewsCT.com and our coverage of American Legion baseball.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills.
All right, welcome right back. Of course, American Legion with so many wonderful programs for the youth of America throughout this wonderful country, and those veterans who served us so proudly and kept us all safe. We appreciate what they do. One of their premier events, obviously, the American Legion World Series down in Shelby, North Carolina. Connecticut will have a good chance to send a representative again this year. The Northeast Regionals take place at Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts, but 2 Connecticut teams will qualify for the Northeast Regional. Here's the Clark pitch. Laying off the pitch is Mark Riccitelli. He's your designated hitter today. A lot at stake over the last couple of days in all 8 zones of American Legion play. In Zone 1, Avon, pretty safe at 17-3-1. Southington having a fine year at 15-6. Bristol 15-7 as Riccitelli lofts one to center field, and that's going to be caught. And Cincy able to make the catch in center. So Zachary puts it away. And it brings up Tyler Riccitelli, the left fielder, with 1 down and nobody on here in the bottom of inning number 2, and the pitch wide. There's a big swing and a miss. A little bit of a light breeze now. It feels very comfortable. Flags just wiggling off to our left by one of the gorgeous buildings here at Quinnipiac. Pitch a little high. In Zone 2, Orange at 15-5, Stratford at 15-5. That's North Haven team coming in at 12-8. Hamden at 11-9. Got East Haven and New Haven all 11-9. So a log jam for the battle for third. Very important game in the zone here. That pitch hit out to the right fielder. A lazy fly ball by Tyler Riccitelli for the out. Tony Myjack handled that easily enough. So you have 2 down and the base is empty. Zone 3, Cheshire 22-3. Meriden at 20-5. Middletown 20-6. We'll see Middletown and Cheshire over the next couple of days out at Palmer Field in Middletown, one of our highlight games of the week. Along with this one you're watching right here. That pitch up high for a ball. In Zone 4, Greenwich running away with things, 22-1. Trumbull at 19-4. Stamford at 19-5. Pitch fouled off. Had a chance to watch Greenwich take on Trumbull the other day, and Trumbull victorious at home. No, actually Greenwich won that game, excuse me. Zone 5, Oakville had an easy time of it, 21-1. They'll win their zone, their division. Zone 6, Willimantic and Waterford. They're tied at 20-4. Only a few games left for both those teams. Matter of fact, they play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For first place in the zone, we may have to make a schedule change later in the week. We'll have to take a look at that. That pitch down low. July 13th, the final day of American Legion play. I pitch over for the strike call to Robbie. Dillon, the center fielder today, up there with the bases empty. Count is full at 3-2. Look out. There's a broken bat. hit towards the dugout, ground ball to the shortstop, and from the infield grass, Garfield able to throw it across. I watched the helicopter go off to our left into the dugout. Boy, that's dangerous. Ground ball out by Robbie. That's an exciting one, and that's going to do it for Hamden. We'll be back with the top of inning number 3. 1-0 Hamden with the lead right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us. More baseball coming your way momentarily.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive
All right,
the
we're
benefits.
back to the live action here. As on the mound is Brendan Kirk. Kirk into the windup and the pitch. Ground ball hit to the third baseman. Took a nice hop of Ferret. A long throw across the entire diamond for the out. And Pirelli is quickly retired. 1 down, 5-3 on the ground ball out. Brings up the top of the order, and Dominic Onofrio grounded out his first time. So he's 0 for 1 today. This North Haven team certainly has some experience winning ball games. As we mentioned, they had a terrific run at the high school level. There's a ground ball. It's going to roll down to the second baseman. Derwin will field it. Throw across, and Onofrio retired. 2 out. Second time he's grounded out to the second baseman. So 2 down. Nobody on here at the top of the third. Exciting time of year for American Legion baseball. Pitching there for the strike call. Curveball hit high up in the air. Floating on back a step or 2 is Frankie Nero, the first baseman to make the catch. And that's going to do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Kirk. And we're back with a bottom of 3. And it remains 1-0 Hamden with a first inning run. They hold on the scoreboard.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, right back here at Quinnipiac University as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3. And the pitch to the plate. Over for the strike call. That's Derwin at the plate. Clark on the mound and the pitch. That's a strike 3 call over the outside corner. That's the first strikeout by either pitcher here today. So Derwin will go back. And Mark will take a seat in the dugout off to our right. Brings up the top of the order. Trevor Brandy, he singled to start the bottom of the first, reached second in an error, and delivered home on a third RBI base hit for the only run of the ball game thus far. Clark's pitch had me flinching as it hit the backstop just to the left of our GoPro camera today, bringing you the GoPro view. And the Clark pitch, curveball, hit on the hands. Rolled it down to short, took a tricky bounce, and the throw across the diamond in time for the out. So pretty play there by Onofrio. He's made a couple of nice plays today, and that was the Bob bounce, they like to call it here in the infield. And Brandy able to hustle down the line, but to no avail. Thrown out by Onofrio, 6-3. Stephen Riccitelli, the catcher, he popped up his first time. He's 0 for 1. Clark looks in for the sign. Into the windup and the pitch, and that missed outside for a ball. Two down, nobody on here in the bottom of the third, and that pitch is a strike call. Outfield playing just about straight away. If you're just tuning in, nice to have you with us. Turning into quite a pitcher's duel here today. That's over for the strike. Big sweeping curveball. The Clark pitch. At the ball low and inside. Through 3 innings of offensive work, North Haven held to just 1 hit by Brandon Kirk here today. Brandon Kirk doing a nice job out on the mound. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. Hamden now at the plate. He'll be retired quite easily here in the third as Clark has a 1-2-3 inning. He's really settled down. He has retired the last 8 batters he has faced as Riccitelli with a fly ball out to left. All right, we're back with the top of 4 right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of American Legion Baseball from Quinnipiac University in Hamden, Connecticut.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion Baseball as we move on to the top of the 4th. North Haven coming to the plate. Really a must-win situation for both these teams, Hamden and North Haven. Top 4 teams in each of the zones, 32 teams overall, will begin tournament play this coming weekend. Part of the single elimination part of the tournament, then it flips on to a double elimination tournament. Kirk out on the mound trying to keep Hamden in the mix. It looks like Orange and Stratford, they're in. North Haven, East Haven, New Haven, Hamden, all on the bubble right now. I believe East Haven has an advantage over a couple of teams as they play 3 games against each other, their zone opponent, throughout the regular portion of the season. And one of the tiebreakers is how you do against your opponent. And East Haven has beaten a couple of teams, more than they've been beaten. So they sit in a pretty good spot. North Haven with a win today would most likely lock up a playoff spot. And Hamden, as we mentioned, they really need the win out here. You got New Haven in the mix too. Here comes the pitch, and that ball fouled off. It's great to hear New Haven having a nice season with a winning record. This is Clark at the plate, walked his first time, stole a base, was stranded at the bag at second. That was in the first. Kirk's pitch, line drive up the middle for a base hit. So Clark with a leadoff single here in the top of the 4th inning, and it brings up Kevin Lucy, the left-handed hitting catcher. I believe this is a makeup game. These two teams were scheduled to play earlier in the, actually late last week, and Mother Nature pushed it off to today. North Haven will finish up with West Haven, a 3-game set, 2 tomorrow and 1 on Wednesday. Hamden's got a critical game tomorrow versus Orange, the leader in Zone 2. Play at Brindley Field tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And then they finish up on Thursday versus West Haven. So West Haven American Legion Baseball could play the role of spoiler to a team of 2. Too many games left to predict who will finish where, I think. Time has been requested. Lucy will tap home plate with a baseball bat. Outfield remains just about straight away. A pitch low and away for a ball. Runner on, nobody out here on the top of the 4th for North Haven. Kirk has really done a nice job. He's allowed just a couple of hits now in the ball game. He's walked a batter. This North Haven team can hit it too. Talked about Hamden's ability to get hot at the plate. Kirk right now putting some ice on these guys. He's freezing them at the plate. That was a good pitch to the inside corner. Lucy will back out. Kirk not overpowering, but very good control and really has a good approach out there in the mound and what he wants to do with his sequence of pitches. Moves it around quite effectively, and that ball is fouled off. So he keeps the batters a little off kilter. Does a nice job with that. I think his dad will take credit for that, for the conversations over the dinner table. And, of course, his experience as a backup catcher for Notre Dame West Haven High School. I know his daughter, Allie, listening to the game, too. But let's be fair. Steve told me the other day he had to play behind an all-East catcher in Mr. Reganey. Kirk, the righty, with a runner at first. A pitch just missed low and inside. Tried to cut it above the knee over the inside part of the plate against Lucy. Kirk with a tip of the cap. Count full 3-2. Clark with a stolen base will try to inch away. They'll throw to first. Clark got back in time over there. Outfield playing just about straight away. Tyler Riccitelli, Dylan Robbie, Andrew Citro from left to right. Middle infielders at double play depth. The runner goes, and the pitch is inside for ball 4. Second walk issued today by Kirk. And now you got runners at first and second with nobody out, and Stephen Irby stepping up. Irby with a fly ball out to the right fielder his first time. So North Haven the second time through the batting order, putting a little pressure on Kirk out in the mound. And the pitch to Irby. He'll pop it up. Foul territory. And who's going to get it? Kirk off the mound. Able to dissect the first baseman, Nero, and Riccitelli, who had a hard time trying to find it. Good alert play by Kirk to get the out. Runners back to their bags at first and second. So Irby on a pop foul to the pitcher. Went out. Brings up Tommy Myjack. Myjack, the right fielder, hit a lazy fly to left his first time. Pitch is going to be fouled off. And out of play, off to our left. North Haven on the third base side, on the first base side. In the dugout is Hamden. Hamden in the gold tops with the green numerals. North Haven in the black tops. Pitch down low. Nice stop by Riccitelli behind the plate. Throws to first. They got the runner off the bag. And he becomes easy prey. Lucy picked off the bag at first by Riccitelli. Well, it was great, his great defense behind the plate that set it all up, and Stephen with a good throw of the bag at first. So that's 2-3 on the retirement there. Now you have 2 down. That's a significant play here in the top of the 4th inning. So Myjack with 1 in scoring position now with 2 outs. Kirk checks a runner at second. The pitch to the plate, and he just missed outside. Riccitelli tried to pull it back for the strike call. No influence on the umpire, however. Kirk with the jersey blowing in the breeze. The pitch to the plate, and that's a strike call just above the knee. Came with a fastball. Burrowed it in low. Legowski in the on-deck circle for this North Haven team. Kirk's pitch to the plate. Fouled straight back. A lot of action throughout the state of Connecticut today in American Legion play, as you might imagine. Well, this being the final week. Kirk's pitch. Ground ball hit on the ground to Derwin. And Derwin will pick it up and onto the bag at first for the out. So it looked like there was going to be a big inning brewing there for North Haven with a single by Clark and the walk to Lucy. But they pick off Lucy, and then Kirk able to get the ground ball out to end the threat. We'll be back with the bottom of 4. And it's Hamden on the scoreboard 1, North Haven nothing.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we continue into the bottom of the fourth inning. Hamden back to the plate. Michael Verrett to the plate. He has an RBI base hit back in the first inning. It brought home Trevor Brandy. A couple of hits on the first versus Clark. Clark out on the mound. He's really settled down and retired the last 8 he has faced. So 2 runs on a couple of hits back in the first. 1 runner left on base. That's all the base runners today for Hamden. Couple of hits in the ball game for North Haven. Clark into the windup, and the right-hander's pitch missed outside. Kevin Lucy behind the plate. Zalgowski, the first baseman, down at second base defensively today is Pirelli defensively for the North Haven Indians, or I guess they're still the Indians, right? The shortstop today on Offrio, he's been busy. The third is Iovani. That pitch low and away. Stephen Irby playing in left field. In center field, Pensinci. And in right field is Myjack defensively for North Haven. And the pitch. That's Sleeping Giant. Great walking trails up through Sleeping Giant here in Hamden. If you're ever in the area, you might like to check it out. Count full at 3-2 the leadoff hitter Ferret. The Clark pitch to the plate, and that's a strike 3 call. Second strike of the ball game for Clark. That's 2 consecutive now. Brings up Frankie Nero. So Nero coming up for the second time. Nero 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to right field. A big swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt is acclaimed by the umpire. Nero now in a hole 0-2. Skies are darkening a little bit here at 6:39. No lights at Quinnipiac University. Pitch outside. I've often wondered why American Legion baseball, baseball in general, right, has always been known as America's game. And the pitch, ground ball hit down to the first baseman. Nice fielding play and the touch of the bag by Zalgowski for the inning's second out. 3 unassisted. Brings up Anthony Citro 0 for 1. But you look at high school baseball parks for the most part, a lot of college parks like this one here. This is a D1 school too, and they don't have the prime facilities like you might see up on the hill for the Quinnipiac men's and women's basketball team or the hockey team. It's almost like the forgotten sport is baseball, in my opinion, when it comes to facilities. It's very quaint. It's nice. It's comfortable here. If you go down south, it's a bit of a different story. Here's the Clark pitch, laying off that high fastball to Citro. 0 for 1 today. Ten in a row, retired now by Clark. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and the pitch to the plate hit very high, but shallow, on over the center fielder, and Pensinci will put it away for the inning's final out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brendan Clark, and we'll be back with the top of the fifth, and Hamden holding on to the 1-0 lead in a critical game in Zone 2 of American Legion baseball play. Hope you're enjoying it right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation.
All right, welcome right back as we make our way into the top of inning number 5. Brendan Kirk out on the mound. The right-hander's allowed just a couple of hits. Base hit back in the 2nd. Gave up a hit and a walk in the 4th. Did not hurt. Catcher got a big pick off of the runner at 1st. That was critical. Zilkowski leading it off. It's 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for North Haven, scheduled to step up to the plate. Iavani and Pirelli, the follow. They're in the on-deck circle and in the hole, as they said. Kurt's pitch down low. Infielders have been outstanding today for both these teams. They've only had one error. Really set up the game's only run back in the 1st inning on a pickoff attempt. And that pitch inside hit the batter, Zilkowski. And they're going to say, no, he leaned into the ball. He threw the bat away, and the count's going to go 2-1. I'm going to say he leaned into it, and it looked like from this perspective he actually did. So that's a nice play. Nice call by the umpire. And he's having a chat now with Nate. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So Kirk's pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count now level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice crowd here today, I have to admit. Watching some American Legion play. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Zilkowski may have chased one that was veering out of the strike zone. Nice pitch there by Kirk. Really teased him, and Zilkowski could not hold back. First strike out of the ball game for Kirk, and you have one down here in the 5th. That brings up Iavani, the 3rd baseman, hit a soft line into the shortstop his first time. Big curveball drops in there for the strike call. Kirk looking confident now on the mound. Looks in for the sign from Stephen Riccitelli. And the pitch, another curveball. It's bounded to 3rd, took a tricky hop third, fields it, got it across the diamond, and Nero made a nice play there too. That was not easy for Verrett. That ball changed a bit of direction on him there. Now the ground ball out. And Pirelli to the plate, the 2nd baseman. He's 0 for 1. And Alfrio, the top of the order, on deck. Well, if Kirk gets the out here in the 5th, he'll face the top of the order, the middle of the order, through inning 6 and 7 if he remains in the ball game. Nobody warming up in the Hamden bullpen. Kirk has been efficient today. At the ball outside. Outfield remains straight away. A lot of kids in attendance today. It's great to see that. Beautiful pitch over the outside corner for the strike. Pitch popped up. 2nd baseman on. Derwin will make the catch. The cry came from the dugout for Derwin to take charge, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Kirk. That's his 2nd of the ball game of that style, and we're back with a bottom of 5. Hamden, they hold on to the 1-0 lead.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
It is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the bottom of 5. Mark Riccitelli, Tyler Riccitelli, and Dylan Arabi, the scheduled hitters for Hamden. At 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order to face Brendan Clark, who's been terrific today. He's only allowed 2 hits, both back in the first inning. Hamden did produce a run. An error was part of the cause. 11 in a row retired by Clark since the first. The Alliance scored no runs, 2 hits, 1 error for North Haven. They've stranded 3. And for Hamden, 1 run on a couple of hits and no errors. They've stranded just 1. Pitch in there for the strike to Riccitelli. Mark, the designated hitter, 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to the center fielder. And Cincy his first time. That curveball in there for the strike. Let her high. I was talking about how they're trying to make this a tradition to play at least one regular season game here at Quinnipiac University. The ground ball, and Orfeo got it, guns it along. Mark Riccitelli retired 6-3, 1 down. I guess for many years, when North Haven and Hamden battled in American Legion play, they always made a point to have at least one game here. And they've rekindled that here with this one today. It's great to see that. I think the principal behind it all, the head coach, Tim Binkoski, I believe he played here, the head coach of North Haven, Binkoski. This is Tyler Riccitelli to the plate, and that pitch is ball down low. Ground ball, roll foul. Hamden post 88 at the plate in those gold tops. Big swing and a miss and a strikeout of Tyler Riccitelli. Another strikeout for Clark. He's got 3 of those. He continues his dominance against this batting order of Hamden. Brings up Dylan Arabi, the center fielder, with a ground ball out to his credit today. So he's 0 for 1. Gregorino, the manager of the 19 and under Hamden Post 88 squad, was very cooperative today. We do appreciate. Also saw my good friend Luke DeVoe, manages the junior squad. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a 1-0 lead for Hamden. 2 outs, Hamden at the plate, and that pitch down low. That pitch a strike. East Haven holding the tiebreaker advantage over Hamden as they won a couple of games against them. There's a little cue ball, goes through the second baseman, and that's going to be ruled, I believe, a base hit. As Pirelli tried to get to it, and it took a bad bounce on him there, perhaps. I'm going to rule that a base hit because of the bad bounce. 2-out base runner. Just the 3rd hit of the game for Hamden. The first base runner since the first inning. 15 in a row retired by Clark until that single a moment ago by Dylan Arabi, and it brings up the number 9 guy. That is Mark Derwin. Derwin today struck out his first plate appearance. Top of the order on deck. Hamden and North Haven played early in the season. Played a doubleheader on Tuesday, June 20th. That pitch is popped up and out of play. North Haven winning both by the score of 7-5 and 9-3. So North Haven with a tiebreaker advantage over this Hamden team. So Hamden really needs to win out and look for a little help here and there, it looks like. Coming in at 11-9. Runner's going to go. Throw on down, not in time by Lucy, and it will roll into short center field. So a stolen base by Robbie. So now Derwin. Wait a second, did they call, yeah, I think they called interference on the batter, is what they did. Or it might have just been a strikeout at the end of the inning. Played umpire talking now. I missed a call by the umpire there. So, anyways, he's retired. I guess you got to go with strikeout there. So no stolen base, and that's going to do it. We're through 5, and we're back with the. See what happens when you just look down for just a second? Take a quick break. Who said baseball is slow? Back with the top of the 6. That's all upcoming right here on SportingNewsCT.com, and we got a nail biter for you. It is 1-0. Hamden with the lead over North Haven right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
is a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
We'll be back with more on some of the great programs put together by American Legion National, and of course carried out here in the state of Connecticut by the American Legion here in this wonderful state. Kirk on the mound. He's facing the top of the order. That's Dominic Onofrio. Onofrio 0 for 2, 2 ground ball outs to Derwin, the second baseman. So Kirk has handled the leadoff guy for North Haven quite effectively. Works him inside. Kirk very good against lefties. Does a nice job against them. So the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. And the Kirk pitch to the plate. Ground ball hit down to third. Fielded. And ferried across the diamond. Nice play there by Nero to dig it out of the dirt. And he got 1 out. So Onofrio retired. This time 5-3 to start the 6th inning. For Kirk now, he's retired the last 6 batters he has faced. And Zachary Cincy stepping up. And Cincy today 0 for 2. He's popped up to the first baseman, grounded out to second. Kirk's pitch, curveball. Outfield not playing all that deep. Pitch popped up. Kirk will take charge. And he's called off by the second baseman, Derwin. It was rather late, perhaps, but they got the job done. Pop up to the second baseman. You had Nero coming over. Kirk looked like he was taking charge, and then Derwin was the guy that fielded the pop-up for the out. So you have 2 down. It brings up Brendan Clark. Clark walked, stole a base back in the first, was stranded at the bag at second. Only twice in the game. As North Haven put a runner in scoring position. Back in the 4th, it looked like it was going to be a big inning. They had a leadoff single and a walk. But Lucy got picked off the bag at first by the catcher. Stephen Riccitelli. Might have been the big moment in today's game. Lone RBI base hit off the bat of Michael Ferret, the third baseman of Hamden. We sit at 1-0. Curveball lofted down the left field line, and fair play, and on his horse was Tyler Riccitelli to go get it, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Kirk. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. Hamden holding on to the 1-0 lead here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome back into the bottom of inning number 6, top of the order. Coming to the plate for Hamden, Brandy, Riccitelli, and Ferret, the scheduled hitters, against Clark. Clark has been brilliant today. He's only allowed 3 base hits, 2 in the first. 1 accounted for the only run of the ball game. This young man, Trevor Brandy, scored the only run with a leadoff single, took second on an error, and he was brought on home by the Ferret base hit. North Haven trying to perhaps earn a spot as one of the 4 teams representing Zone 2. The American Legion tournament play. Win here today would do that, but boy, they got to overcome this 1-0 deficit. They're down to their final 3 outs offensively, the top of the 7th. Pitch over for their strike call to Brandy. Right now they sit in 3rd place with a 12-8 record. With 3 games left. East Haven has 4 left. New Haven with 4 left. So a lot can happen. Hamden with 4 left. Of course, for North Haven and Hamden, after today, that will drop to 2 and 3 respectively. That's hit hard, pounded into the ground, thrown onto the bag at first, and the out is made. So nice work there by the second baseman, Pirelli, as he'll get Brandy. He just batted that hard right there into that grass here at Quinnipiac for the out. 1 down. Brings up Stephen Riccitelli. Riccitelli is 0 for 2. He's a right-handed hitter. Hamden 5-4 at home, 6-5 on the road. For North Haven, 5-4 on the road and 7-4 at home. Riccitelli's going to fly it high up in the air. Coming on the center fielder, and it's going to be put away. Vincenzi for the out. You have 2 down. Brings up the RBI maker today, Michael Ferret. Ferret with the RBI single in the first, called out on strikes in the 4th inning. So he's 1 for 2 today. Zone 8, Holland and South Windsor look like they have locked up playoff spots along with Windsor Locks and Enfield. They'll all make the tournament. No mysteries there. RCP will win Zone 7 again. They are the defending state champs, 20-2 record. West Hartford, Berlin, and New Britain look like they're all in. We'll have New Britain and Berlin in a key game because Tri-County is trying to hunt them down. That ball hit out to left field, and that's going to be a base hit for Ferret. So he turns on it, comes up with a base hit with 2 outs. He got a runner on at first. RCP and West Hartford definitely in. Berlin, New Britain, Tri-County, all battling for the final 2 spots. That's in Zone 7. In Zone 6, Willimantic and Waterford looking for first place, which is critical as you get a bye through the single elimination part of the tournament. And you got Niantic and New London, so they're set there. Those 4 teams will go. But who will be the top seed out of Zone 6 is a question mark. Shelton and Oxford, they're battling for the final playoff spot in Zone 5. Shelton at 11-5. Pitch fouled off. This is Nero at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Zone 4, Greenwich and Trumbull in, Stamford in, Fairfield and Norwalk on the bubble for that 4th spot. Zone 3 is certainly settled with Cheshire, Meriden, Middletown, and Guilford all going. That pitch up high from Clark. 2 out, running out the bag at first for Hamden, looking for the insurance run here in the 6th. Swing and a miss, and he got him in the strikeout of Nero. That's going to do it in the bottom of the 6th inning, so no runs. You had 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. 4 hits in the ball game for Hamden. We're on to the top of the 7th. They hold on to the 1-0 lead over North Haven.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more.
All right, Kevin Lucy to lead off the critical top of the 7th inning. Lucy, Irby, and Myjack, the schedule hitters. Kirk got the top 3 in the batting order, 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, clinging to the 1-0 lead. He's only allowed a couple of hits here today. He's walked 2 batters, has 1 strikeout. So he's had a magnificent performance here into the 7th inning. And the pitch is a strike call the inside corner. Lucy today is 0 for 1. He did walk in the 4th. He was picked off the bag at first. Critical play in this game. As in the 4th inning, leadoff batter with a base hit. That was Clark. Lucy walked. They had 2 on and nobody out. And the pitch to the plate. Popped up down the left field line. Could be trouble, and that's going to be ruled a foul ball. Just missed being fair by a short distance. So Lucy picks up the bat. He's back into that left-hander's batter's box. Outfield remains just about straight away. Only had 1 error in the game. That was costly. Put a Hamden runner in the scoring position in the 1st, and they eventually scored. They have the 1-0 lead here. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with a win today. North Haven, likewise, although they have a couple of tie-breaker advantages over Hamden and a few other teams. There's a drive out to right. Coming on the right fielder, and Citro will find it and put it away for the out. So they get Lucy on a fly ball out the right. One down, Stephen Irby to the plate. Irby is 0 for 2 today. He's popped up in the foul territory to the pitcher, Kirk. And fly ball out the right. Of course, they use wooden bats in American Legion play. We saw the result of that earlier in the ball game on a ground ball, a broken bat going into the third base dugout. Pitch in for the strike from Kirk. He's finding his spots. Still looks smooth out there in the mound, very confident. And the right-hander's pitch, and that's a strike. They've had a beautiful pitches duel between Brandon Clark and Brandon Kirk here today. The two have combined to give up just 1 run and 6 hits. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Irby. They want the pitch to the outside part of the plate. And that's lofted high up into the air. Left fielder going after it. That's a long run. And that's going to go all the way to the warning track. Riccitelli will hunt it down. And that's a long double by Stephen Irby over the head of the left fielder. And now North Haven with a potential game-tying run at the bag at second here in the top of the 7th inning. That's only their 3rd hit of the ball game. They've been scattered about, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. Now the extra base hit here in the 7th inning. And they're going to come out and have a quick chat with Kirk. They keep him in the ball game. Riccitelli was part of the conversation too. So now a critical moment with my Jack stepping up to the plate. Tommy today is 0 for 2. He's grounded out, hit a fly ball out to shallow left. Kirk is usually pretty tough on the left-handed hitters. He's into the windup and the pitch, and that is a strike call over the outside corner. Kept it low and away. Irby with good speed at second base. Ferret playing inside the bag at third. Kirk's pitch, that's a little high. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield just about straight away. Riccitelli to set the target. A long lead from the bag at second by Irby, and the pitch is going to be cracked high up in the air to the right fielder, but plenty of room for Andrew Citro, and he'll make the catch for the inning's 2nd out. So my Jack just missed that. So Hamden just needs 1 more out to improve to 12-9 and drop North Haven to 12-9. Both teams have critical games upcoming over the next few days. Matter of fact, they both have a couple versus West Haven. Orange has one against this Hamden team, I believe, tomorrow. Pitching there for the strike. Lukowski today is 1 for 2 with a base hit back in the 2nd inning. He has 1 of the 3 North Haven hits here today. Kirk checks the runner at the bag at second, and the pitch, ground ball, hit foul, third base side. We'll bring you a lot more baseball tomorrow. Be at 2 different locations. Steve Riley. He'll bring you Bristol at Avon. I'll be in Middletown, Cheshire and Middletown. Both games starting at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's a ball just outside. Ooh, that just missed. Kirk didn't get the fortuitous call there. He was looking for it. Lukowski looks like he can really get a hold of one. Irby, long lead away from the bag down to second. Kirk will take a peek at him, and the pitch, ground ball hit down the short. It should do it. Scooped up by Brandy and on to the bag at first for the game's final out. Hamden's going to win this one on the strength of a run back in the first, 1-0 over North Haven. Brendan Kirk, the winner, going all the way. And he had a strikeout, allowed just 3 hits in the ball game and a couple of walks. His defense was terrific behind him. Brendan Clark with an outstanding performance. His own error set up the runner in scoring position. That was Trevor Brandy after a leadoff hit in the first. And the game-winning hit by Michael Ferret in the first, an RBI single to bring home the game-winning run. That's going to do it. Hamden with the win. They improved to 12-9. And for North Haven with the loss here today, they dropped to 12-9. Thanks for tuning in to SportingNewsCT.com and our coverage of American Legion Baseball. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye, everybody.